teachers, coaches, staff, and security, a consistent picture of Exodus emerges. He was universally known for being humble and respectful, and also liked by everyone. Meanwhile, he showed growth from grade 9 through 12, emerging as his own man. I would let the teacher's words speak for themselves, and you will see a wonderful picture of Exodus emerge. To begin, the people who knew him for all 4 years would be campus security and the dean. Mr. Nessie remembers Exodus as a likable guy, always humble in school and obedient to the adults who made requests from him. And Mr. Allen, the dean, wrote to me that Exodus was a nice and respectful young man, loved by all, especially the young ladies. He will be missed but not forgotten, he wrote. Grade 10, Mrs. North Honors English 10. This is a direct quote. Exodus happened to be in a period that was hugely dominated by male students, 30 boys with 10 girls, many of whom were his friends. So there was this culture of horseplay and one-upmanship. However, the benefit was also that they began to both compete with each other and help each other through the curriculum. At some point, Exodus became comfortable showing his intelligence and creativity. For his culture box, he took it home and made it true to his own experiences and was proud to show it off to the rest of the class. Ms. North continues to write, Christian and Exodus seem to have a typical brother relationship with natural ups and downs. When Christian was no longer on campus, Exodus became his own man. I admired Exodus for working through his struggles and using the camaraderie of his teammates to rise above the ordinary. He was very smart, and he had a good eye for seeing the whole picture. And she continues, I liked Exodus a lot. He had an easy manner that made him relatable to many people, whether classmates, teachers, or anyone else who came into his circle. He was fiercely loyal, a great friend, and a kind soul. I miss his boyish laughter and his quick wit. Grade 11, Miss Vernon, U.S. History, quote, I loved having Exodus in my class and have such fond memories of that time. We were always joking around. He was sweet, friendly, and a beautiful soul with a great sense of humor. In fact, I saw him recently at a girls' basketball senior night and gave him a big hug. I will forever remember and miss his wonderful smiles and gentle but fun nature. Dr. Schutze Coburn, AP English Language, the toughest class in the school. Exodus was quiet and an unassuming fellow with good intentions. Ms. Gonzalez, who's sitting there, Exodus was calm and respectful. Both grades 11 and 12, Ms. Coyle, Algebra 2, and Financial Algebra 2, quote, Exodus was in my class for 2 years. He is the type of student you remember, always smiling, always teasing, and working very, very hard to do the assignment without working. It was, after all, math. I think Exodus's strong suit was English. He was a real entrepreneur, a true businessman, and I expected to hear about his successes after graduation. Please give his family, especially his sister, my love and prayers. Coach Saldana, football. Exodus was humble and respectful, going out of his way to acknowledge people. He had that leadership quality to his personality, and people gravitated towards him. He had a switch that turned on when he was on the field, giving 110%. He was a competitor. Then off the field, he switched back to being his sweet, lovable self. Grade 12, Mr. Finkelstein, American Literature. Quote, Exodus was a hard worker, very bright, and extremely kind and friendly to all. In all my experiences with him, my thoughts and prayers are with the family and friends of Exodus. Ms. Schaefer, Advisory, which is actually a pretty tough class for 12th graders at Carson. Exodus was a very sweet young man. He was very kind and had excellent manners, much more than most students his age. Exodus made the best marketing yourself video in the entire class. It was so good that I kept it and use it as an example for the next year's classes. Exodus has a great sense of style too. He used to wear these really bright red shoes, I thought they were so cool that I went out and bought a pair of them and then became known as the really cool teacher. I will never forget Exodus and his kindnesses. In conclusion, Exodus's time at Carson High School mattered. It was worthwhile, and he made a positive impact. He was a young man who showed a consistent personality that exemplified the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. He also showed growth. At first unsure whether he should follow in his big brother's footsteps, he found his own footing and emerged as just fine being himself, Exodus. This centeredness and comfort with himself was apparent to all who knew him in 12th grade. He was successful in all aspects of school, in sports, in the classroom, and in his interpersonal relationships with school staff and peers. Exodus made Carson High School a better place by being in it, and we at Carson High School remember him with fondness. We send his family and friends our love and support.